first?
No, I like the Dilla album. Let's do this whack ass Betty Davis album first.
I thought Sony didn't like Nnonymous Nobody.
I like there's certain songs I don't like on it, but I think it's a better album than this shit we talking about.
Shit. Maybe it's kind of funk person I liked it, but she's in the quiet state. She's definitely in the quiet taste. If it wasn't,
she tried too much to be like Tina Turner,
people like they wouldn't be like. We'll talk about that. I like wasn't people like Lil Foxy Brown. She was definitely an influence when it came to that.
Who discovered her? Because I don't know this. I don't know this woman. I don't know this lady. Who discovered it? Was it Sly?
Honestly, she started on when I remember because pieces. She was with Jimi Hendrix, and when she got with Miles, this pretty much collaborated musically. So that she eventually married him too. So yeah.
Shit.
Oh Lord have mercy. Yeah.
She sound like Sly, yo.
I really hope my wife no. Yeah. She was very influenced by Sly Stone.
Yeah, you could tell by the production.
What's up, everybody? What's up? Right. Jesus Christ. This clock keeps fucking up, man. Okay, got you. Rest in peace, Lance Frederick, by the way.
Yep.
Can you get out of my face, please? Okay, Jesus Christ. I cannot wait for this collection video.
Yes. BJ asked us. I thought he knew the date. When is it? The week of the 20th, right? April 20th?
Yeah, the day is going to announce. Yeah, she's work schedule. The week of April 20th. Date's not announced yet. It's just the week of April 20th.
Week of April 20th. Sometime in April, goddamn.
And yeah, I don't know if it's gonna be before I go out of time. And we can all start killing Jay-Z. That's supposed to start off.
We doing Jay-Z what?
R. Kelly and Jay-Z, Best of Both Worlds.
Oh yes. Now, that's a good album. That never gets talked about.
Yeah. Good reason. But we'll talk about that.
There's a reason.
Yeah, I never cared. Honestly, when it comes to Jay and R. Kelly, I don't like everything that they put out. Like Guilty Until Proven Innocent was probably their best song together. I'm not really gonna count the joint they did on the R album because that was more like a posse cut with like Noriega and everybody else and shit too, but they're definitely
The remix, I love that.
You said what?
The Fiesta remix, I love that.
I'm tired of it.
Can you hear Reg? Because I can't hear him. You sound like you're calling.
Can you hear me?
I hear you now.
It's this fucking Wi-Fi that's pissing me off.
Yo, you know, ever since you moved, your Wi-Fi been acting up.
Can you hear?
No. You sound choppy.
I know, and that's one thing I hate about this. Because and then my dad changed the Wi-Fi to this shit, and this shit's
You
been
got to put
fucking
it
up
back
for
to
like
the
the
old
past
one. No,
maybe
ever since he changed it,
exactly.
you've been messing up. No, I gotta talk to
And
Dad.
I hate this shit. This is why I need a
Hey,
place of my own.
this is not working, Dad.
God, this is pissing me off. I can't even send a fucking text message to somebody right now on Instagram. Why the fuck did he
That's
have to change this
of
shit?
both
Ugh.
worlds was great. I like it. I'm sorry.
God. Can y'all hear me now?
You don't donate, you ain't getting no good content. That's all. They have to go fucking.
You said what?
You know what I'm saying?
You said what? I can't hear you
Who
now.
else y'all gonna watch on a Sunday night? I said we gotta start a donation for your new Wi-Fi connection.
No, I'm just gonna tell my fucking dad to change this shit back because this is some bullshit. That's why I can't wait to get a spot on my own because this is fucking ridiculous. It is always whenever I want to do a fucking video, this shit wants to fuck up. Always. Whenever I want to do a fucking video. Pissing me the fuck off. We're gonna start in about 10 more minutes. Actually, I'm hotter.
We're gonna try to start in 10 more minutes. Q, your Wi-Fi just was fucking up because you just broke. That's why you. Reg has an excuse. He actually moved to a new location. It's good. You got a new one, so you got good Wi-Fi, but your electricity is shit.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Much better?
Yep.
Okay. I have to use my phone to hotspot now. This is just great. Fucking great. I might start in about 7 more minutes.
My favorite character from The Wire, Stringer Bell. Even though he died, but he was great. Stringer didn't get pissed off too many times. I was more like Avon. He was the hothead.
I gotta get back to watching that show.
Huh? The Wire,
So what?
you ever get back to watching it?
Yeah,
The
believe it or
Wire,
not, I
you
haven't really
talking about?
watched it as much. Yeah.
Oh man, it's a great show.
I know. I'd rather watch that than Oz. play some. Oh man, shit. That's why I hate that fucking pandemic. Fucking me all up the kind of ways. Oh, by the way, did you see Swarm yet? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, did you see Swarm yet?
I'm gonna watch it tonight.
Oh, okay.
Is it good?
Yeah, it's dope. I liked it.
I'll check it out.
Everybody in the chat, can y'all hear me perfectly fine now?
Betty Davis.
Shout out to Christian for this one.
This is the one Kristen picked?
Yeah.
Kristen, man, where he at? He ain't even here.
I just I, I just texted him. But
Oh, okay.
again, my Wi-Fi is slow connection, so who knows when he'll get it.
Right.
Yeah. Jesus. Always, whenever I'm doing a video, always. It's literally whenever I'm doing a fucking video, this shit wants to fuck up.
It's crazy, yo.
Exactly. But no, if I'm doing a stupid ass Zoom meeting with somebody, then if I'm doing a stupid ass Zoom meeting with somebody, no, you want to work perfectly fine. Yeah.
You good now?
Right. I know after I do the De La album, I'm gonna have to head out because I gotta do some rehearsing for this gig Thursday.
No doubt.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm ready to start whenever you are.
Let's go.
All right. What's up, you two? How's everyone doing? This your boy Reg in the building. I got my homeboy Try with me.
Yo.
Yes. Today is going to be a double review. And just letting you guys know, both of these albums does not have really anything to do with one another. This week is just going to be so fucking busy, so I might just do like two at once. Then we got to finish up these disco albums and whatnot too. So shout out to Christian for this one. This is a Betty Davis with her third album, Nasty Gal. This came out in 1975 on Island Records. You know what I'm saying? This was produced by Betty Davis herself. And this album did not have no singles from what I'm looking at. Yeah. All right. So Betty Davis, one of the most obscure, underrated funk artists of all time. In my opinion, next to Millie Jackson, she's definitely an influence when it came to like female rappers in terms of style. She definitely influenced like a lot of people from Lil Kim, Foxy Brown, Beyonce, Nicki Minaj, Megan Thee Stallion. You know what I'm saying? Just that whole putting her sexuality on display. And she also produced and wrote almost all of her material too. So how did you get into Betty Davis? If you have any stories.
No, I didn't. This is the first time I'm listening to her. I don't know shit about her. I listened to the album and a lot of the production remind me of Sly and the Family Stone.
Respect.
So yeah, this is it. I don't know nothing about her.
And yeah, that's what's up. Ain't nothing wrong with that. All right. Me personally, I'm not gonna hold you. I've heard some songs from her, but I've heard some songs from her, but at the same time, I've not really been an expert of her music. I know I when I did my thesis on female rappers, I mentioned I did a dedicated chapter to her and Millie Jackson. By the way, Betty Davis recently passed away last year too, so R.I.P. to her. You know what I'm saying? But she's definitely one of the more controversial funk artists, at that time. You know what I'm saying? I definitely feel like she is a legend in her own right. I feel like she definitely does not really get the credit she really deserves, in my personal opinion. You know, if I had to pick between her and Millie Jackson, ooh, Betty for the better songs, but Millie Jackson had a better stage presence, in my opinion. So yeah, so that's pretty much my story. Not a really long extra story, but for those who don't know who Betty Davis is, she is a singer born in Durham, North Carolina, 919 in the building. She pretty much got into music when she was 10 years old, influenced by like a lot of the blues musicians. When she was 12, she wrote one of her first songs called I'm Gonna Bake That Cake of Love. And then when she was 16, she relocated to New York City to enroll in the Fashion Institute of Technology while living with her aunt. And while she was there, she was getting into like the whole multicultural music scene. You said what?
That's where I just went for that fashion exhibit
Oh yeah, yeah, you did mention that. Okay.
last week. Yeah, I didn't know she went there. Okay,
hmm
that's dope.
So yeah. So yeah, while she was in New York, she got accustomed to like the New York lifestyle, the models, the glam artists, and that's when she met musicians, Jimi Hendrix and Sly Stone. You know what I'm saying? And they pretty much was helping her, guiding her through a music career. And she actually got her first professional gig writing for the Chambers Brothers song "Uptown to Harlem." And so while she was in the late '60s, while she was in the late '60s, she pretty much was again getting used to the musical scene. She was like being closely associated with people like Carlos Santana, Jimi Hendrix, like I mentioned. But it wasn't until she met Miles Davis that she just got accustomed to his style. And I mentioned Betty Davis when we talked about Miles Davis's I want to say the Bitches Brew album we talked about, how she pretty much influenced him during the electric
Right.
period. And if you guys know Miles Davis's um Phyllis D. Kilimanjaro album from 1968, she was actually on the album cover and stuff too, you know what I'm saying? So that's for all my jazz heads. And she eventually married Miles Davis, I want to say like 1969. Of course, there was a turbulent relationship, you know what I'm saying? Because, you guys know about Miles Davis, man. He's a very eccentric dude, you know what I'm saying? So after the end of her marriage, she had moved to London to continue because to write music, continue her modeling career. And so that's when, she was working on her album. So in 1973, she came out with her first album called her self-titled first album. Then 1974, they came out with "They Say I'm Different," which I've heard some of those that album that was a pretty dope album. And so fast forward 1 year later, she had finally got a major label debut, and this is when she came out with the Nasty Girl album. You know what I'm saying? And it's kind of crazy too because ABC had just acquired her previously or just Sunshine, and so Island Records approached Davis, to have a contract and whatnot too. You know what I'm saying? So that's when they was working on this album as well. You know what I'm saying? And it was it was very under the radar. Like a lot of her works was just underground. Didn't really have like a lot of commercial success. So This album pretty much has like a very cult following. It has a very a cult following to say the least. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So this is the album cover right, whatnot too. You know what I'm saying? Um, again, a lot of female rappers really try to use like this image, try to use this image pretty much, just to convey the message and shit. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, very cool album cover. All right, so this album has 10 songs. Let's get this shit started. Let me pull up my notes. So track number 1, we got Nasty Gal. This is like the title track off this record. Pretty cool song right here. Very funky, very rhythmic, to say the least. You know what I'm saying? Just a reintroduction about who she is. You know what I'm saying? So I like it.
Yeah, it was cool. I like the song. It was funky. Love the production.
Definitely. Track number 2, Talking Trash. Another very sexual track that I fucking love. Nice guitar from Carlos Morales on this one right here. You know what I'm saying? Carlos Morales definitely gave it like a more Latin kind of flavor to it. You know what I'm saying? Um, Pretty much it's just like when we get to this song right here, it's just pretty much just talking about finding that one plaything, that one plaything to play with and shit like that too. Um, like again, lyrics like I say you can break every law with me. I'm over 21. Do whatever you want to me. Self-explanatory. You know what I'm saying? So I like it. Very funky. Pretty dope shit.
Yeah, it was cool. I like the production is what I really like on this.
Yeah,
Everything production was good.
yeah. Hey, what's up, Christian? No, we literally just
What's
started,
going on?
bro.
You late,
Yeah,
Ronnie late. I don't see Ronnie at all. Where y'all
yeah.
in the
Ronnie was
chat?
there. Ronnie was there
You
earlier.
see him? I ain't see him.
He was there earlier.
They got something
All
better to
right.
do on a Sunday night than watch us.
Who knows, bro? Who knows? All right. Where am I at? Track number 3, dedicated to the press. Pretty dope track right here. One of the most vocally amazing songs on this album. With this song, she was pretty much just going after the critics who were pretty much lambasting her because of the content in the material. You know what I'm saying? So it's pretty much like one of those freedom of speech kind of songs, if that makes sense. What was I about to say? Yeah, very great song. I love it when she got into that fucking deep voice, that raspy kind of deep voice. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, I love the line when she says, "Extra, extra, have you read about me?" Well, I stick out my tongue quite lecherously. Well, I really don't know what you're talking about. I just can't seem to keep my tongue in my mouth. That's all, folks.
Wow.
I like that line. You know what I'm saying? So, mind you, this was 1975. This
Right.
happened 1970 motherfucking 5.
Mm.
So that's
Shows
crazy as hell.
they were freaks back
Watch,
then too.
yeah, man. So I don't want to hear nobody say, "Oh, this music is bad as fuck." I don't want to hear no one say that shit.
She was a freak. Yeah, it was cool. I like the production for it, and she came off freaky on this song. You know what I mean?
Right. Hold on, right quick. Let me fix my headphones.
Like was good.
Yo, what's up, Mike?
1,000
Congratulations on.
subs. Congrats.
All right.
This
Next
song was
track
good.
we got is. What's up, Ray Sean? Next song we got is "You and I." One of the best songs off this album. You know what I'm saying? It's pretty much just like a very sensual ballad, but still had that raw, funky edge to it. You know what I'm saying? I love the horns and trumpets that was used on this song. And it's crazy too because this was actually co-written with Miles Davis. You know what I'm saying? So that's pretty interesting as hell because they still work together musically even after their divorce and stuff too. So yeah, this was a pretty hot track.
Yeah, this was cool. I like the whole instrumentation for it.
For someone who said this album is whack, he pretty much find a lot of songs cool.
Well, I'm not. I don't really care for it. I mean, to me, I think the best disco albums are going to be like the Bee Gees and and Donna Summer. That the real disco shit we're going to talk about.
Well, this ain't disco. This is funk, pretty much.
Well, you said this is disco month, so what does this have to do with disco?
Well, I told you this was a request. It's a request and stuff like that.
That's right.
Yeah, when we come to like the donations, we always have to
get Christian, you fucked it up with our mojo here, boy. It's supposed to be disco month, disco and De La.
Don't worry. We got plenty of other disco coming up before March is over. Then we're gonna get into Shalimar's first two, and then those will be the last disco albums as we get into Shalimar's stuff. So we're not fucking up no mojo. This is just a little speed bump. That's all I'm gonna say.
I like the production because I just saw like I was watching like some Sly and the Family Stone performances like from Soul Train and different shows they were doing because Chris I was watching that. And when I heard the album, I'm like, this reminds me of Sly and the Family Stone.
Yeah.
Like she could have been part of that group.
Exactly.
We got to talk about Sly because I think he's severely forgotten about right now.
Yeah, I talked about a few Sly albums over the years, but I know I got the Dance to the Music album. I know I got that one, so probably sometime soon we can do a review on that. Yeah. All right. Give me 1 second. So you said your thoughts on this song?
Yeah.
All right. So next song we got is motherfucking Feeling. Very dope record right here. This is a nice little futuristic kind of funk song in my opinion. Yeah, I like it, honestly.
This is cool. It's cool.
Got you. Then we have FUNK Funk. What I got from this record is just pretty much her paying homage to like all the R&B and funk artists at that time. Like, of course, you have Sly Stone. She mentioned Barry White, Larry Graham, ironically, Sly and the Family Stone, Al Green, Tina Turner. You know what I'm saying? Just people like that. And she gave a huge tribute to, Jimi Hendrix and stuff like that too. You know what I'm saying? Very, very dope song. I like this one record right here.
I like the beat. The beat was fire.
Yes, that beat was for fucking dope.
Yeah.
It's crazy too because I could sworn I've heard that song sampled from somewhere, but I could be wrong.
Probably. Probably.
Yeah, man, because this is a very dope song. I like songs like this. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
All right. Track number 7. Getting Kicked Off, Having Fun. This is actually my favorite track off this album, believe it or not. And I like this song because it does not sound like something that was made in 75. Like this sounds like some shit that was made maybe 2001, like late 90s, 2001 kind of, you know what I'm saying? Like I love the line when she says, what the fuck is it? Okay. Are you a hustler, a uniform dodger? Is your best friend paranoia? Tell me now, are you a street nigga? The fact that she rhymed paranoia and nigga is ill as fuck. Right. Or are you stable, a 9-to-5 fella? Do you use a napkin at your dinner table? And y'all should know what she meant by that shit. Yo, this chick was wild as fuck, yo. I don't know. I gotta get more into her discography. I gotta check more of her shit out because this shit, this like I tell you, when I hear songs like this, and I hear like the older generation talk about, oh, like some of this drill music or some of this music is just too sexual. We never had songs like this. I'm like, bitch, please, bitch, fucking please, man.
Yeah, facts.
Yeah, man. But like I said, this is not a shot against anybody. I just love what I love to hear. Yeah, this is a very dope record, man.
It's cool. I like the beat. Beat is fire.
Yeah, that beat is definitely fire. All right. Next track is "Shut Off the Light." Um, this one was okay. To be real with you, was pretty okay. I feel like it was a bit too conventional for the album, if that makes sense. It's still a great song, but when I hear Betty Davis, I want to hear that growl and that orgasm on it on wax and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? But I can still fuck with it.
Yeah, it was alright.
Mm-hmm. All right. Excuse me. Then we got "This Is It." Again, another pretty dope song right here. You know what I'm saying? This is like one of those little. It's like a short kind of track talking about how she represents funky, that funky shit. You know what I'm saying? So I like it. This is a hot song.
It was cool.
Yes, yes. And then the last song on this record is called "The Lone Ranger," which when I looked up, this was pretty much a redone version of a song called "I Would Take That Ride." Based on the lyrics, she's not talking about no fucking Gunsmoke or Bonanza. You know what I'm saying? But when the Lone Ranger, she's pretty much just talking about nigga coming in her, if that makes sense. Just
Wow.
shoot it. Yeah.
I missed that part.
Like, I'm not gonna read everything. I'm not gonna read everything and shit like that because it's gonna sound weird coming from me. But I'm just gonna let the image speak for itself. Hey, hey, stranger! I hear that they call you the Lone Ranger. They say you love to live in the saddle. Is it true you want to high hold my silver? Giddy up, you can try. Lord have mercy. I will take that ride with you. I'm mighty thirsty. Okay.
Wow.
Then and then
That's
she says some
crazy.
shit like, I fear my heart might be in danger. They say that you're fast shooting papa. And when you want it, you take it just like an outlaw. Giddy up, you can try. Lord have mercy. So, yeah, that's pretty much what she was fucking talking about. You know what I'm saying?
What a chick.
Oh, Lord. Oh, shit. You know about that?
Oh man. Yeah, that's crazy.
What you,
It's
you said it's crazy?
nasty content. For this was 1975 too.
1975, boy.
She beat Little Kim. You
That's
know,
why I tell motherfucker, Lil Kim was not doing anything. Was not
yeah.
doing anything new.
Little Kim was explicit, but she wasn't that explicit. It's crazy.
Right.
Mm-mm-mm.
Yeah, man. But like I said, like people think like I love Lil Kim. Don't get me. I love Lil Kim, but
Right.
who do you think they were all influenced by? You know.
Uh-huh.
Hmm.
They had to be.
Exactly. But yeah, man. That's pretty much the album. First of all, Christian, thank you so much for recommending this one for me. For us, excuse me. So I actually love this record, in my opinion. I don't know if I would call it her best album because I have to hear the other two, but this was just some raunchy, sexual filled shit, in my opinion. I definitely felt like I definitely felt like the production definitely fits her angry mode. Literally having an orgasm on wax and whatnot too. I'm gonna give this a 5 mics. I don't give a damn what no one says.
Oh.
Very dope record.
I like the production because it reminded me of Sly and the Family Stone. You know,
Right.
I I'm not familiar with her stuff like that though.
You said what?
I said I'm not familiar with her music like that. I wasn't listening to her like that.
Respect. Respect. So would you want to do more reviews from her?
Eh, that's up to you.
Okay, cool. Fuck it. All right. So just letting you guys know, this album is kind of hard to come by, to say the least. It was reissued on CD by Light and the Attic Records in 2009, but the recent reissue from Vinyl Me Please came out in 2018, and that's kind of what gives this album more of a cult following. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's Betty Davis, the Nasty Gal. All right. Now I gotta do De La Soul with Anonymous Nobody. But before I start, let me light up an incense right quick. Give me 1 second. Y'all can still hear me good, right?
What Mike said he wants to make a donation to review Sylvia. Who's that?
Yeah, yeah. Tech. You mean Sylvia Robinson? Pillow Talk. That pillow talk. All right. Well, let me know, man. We are always accepting donations. Just text me. Give me 1 second. Let me just light up this incense. What you feel so feels of mine. Can't compete with this pillow talk. Yo, where's that Sylvia boy? Oh God. Oh wait, hold up. Actually, I forgot. Um, Friday. You say you're busy on Friday, right?
No, I'm
Cause you're
I'm available on Friday. My birthday's on Saturday.
yeah. Cause you say you got to do some shit on Friday
No,
too. So
I'll be available on Friday. It's just we don't normally do shit on Friday though.
right, and I don't have to do night audit on Friday either. So
Right.
because if we do that Red Bay Day, I mean that Sylvia donation,
Mm,
I might have to pre-record that because I was planning on getting fucked up on Friday.
okay.
So, but Mike, just text me, Mike. Because I think I know if it's a Sylvia that you're talking about with the pillow talk girl, most definitely. Then fuck that shit. Yeah. But give me 1 more second. But yeah, this is one thing I like about doing the donations because y'all be introducing me to the motherfucking new artists and shit. As as as, as
For
long as
better
my
or
you said what?
for better or for worse.
True, true. All right, so now back to the grind of things. Back to the daylight reviews.
Yes. Yes.
You know, now I'm gonna be real with y'all. This was a very weird album to listen to, but we're gonna talk about this. This is the final album De La Soul came out. Well, I don't
Yeah.
know. I don't want to say that now
Well, right now
because
it is, as far as we know,
we'll just say the most recent album. Let's just say that.
the latest album.
Yeah, let's just say that because you don't know what they could come up with after.
Right.
All right, so this is the Anonymous Nobody. This came out in 2016, August 26th to be exact, on AOI under Cobate Records. You know what I'm saying? You guys should know this was produced by De La Soul, the Anonymous Nobodies, David Palmer, Davey Chegwidden, Ethan Phillips, Jordan Katz, Joshua Matthew Lopez, Kaveh Radagar, Money Mark, Super Dave West, and Pete Rock. It came out with 5 singles: Trainwreck, Pain, Royalty Capes, Drawn, and Greyhounds. Interesting.
Mm.
All right. Guest appearances: Jill Scott, Snoop, Rock Marciano, Estelle, Pete Rock, Justin Hopkins. He was the lead guitarist from The Darkness. David Byrne, y'all should know, Talking Heads. Usher. What the fuck is Usher doing on a Daylight album? Okay. All right. Okay.
That's what I said.
Little Dragon, 2 Chains,
Oh Lord.
David Goldblay, and Damon Albarn.
Yeah.
Albarn, okay. Yeah. Just letting you guys know, this album was nominated for Best Rap Album in the 2017 Grammy Awards.
And you know what? It should have won.
Well, let me see who won that year. Hold on.
I have newfound respect for this album.
Oh, Chance the Rapper. Chance the Rapper Coloring Book?
Coloring Book was dope, but I still would pick De La Soul over Chance.
Yeah, because I'm looking at the other nominees. They had Life of Pablo, which was trash. Major
I like
Key.
that album, but the mixing fucked it up though. Kanye was just mixing that shit like crazy.
Yeah. Major Key, don't even get me started. Views from Drake, trash. Blank Face LP from Schoolboy Q. Great album. What?
I didn't like that one. I've always said that. I've always said from the moment that album came out, I've always said I didn't like that one.
You gotta be shitting me.
I do not like that
right
one.
now.
I love all this other shit before Blank Face. Once Blank Face came out, to me he fell off. Like, he hasn't had nothing good since then.
After it was the one after Blank Face that was the bad one.
What's the name of that one?
Hold on. Let me pull it up because
I don't think
it was so. You're not missing
off at it. Yo, the one song I like
Crash Talk.
Though, yeah, I didn't hear that one. The one song I did like was the one with Daz.
Yeah, that was dope. That was dope.
That one was fire. I'm like, well, why the album couldn't sound like that?
I like Blank.
I might have to go back and revisit that one. So that's just why I tell people it's good to go back and revisit albums, because the first couple listens you might not like it, and then you got to let it marinate for a couple years and go back to it, like this album here. And I gotta go back and listen to that. But when I first heard it, I did not like it.
Gotcha. Okay, so it is the girl who did Pillow Talk. Yes. Okay, bet. I'll tell you what, Mike, if you can throw in that donation, we can probably pre-record that sometime this week.
Yeah.
My best bet might be Thursday after my gig, and I'm gonna drop it on Friday for you, because let me tell you something. That Sylvia Pillow Talk, come on, man. But back to day. Let me start. Cause I sound like a little kid on a fucking playground right now. But all right. Okay, so after the release of The Grind 8, they actually got their first Grammy win when they did a song with Gorillaz. Yes, that Gorillaz on the song Feel
fire.
Good. Yes,
that's one of their best albums. Demon Days, I love that album.
We need to talk about Gorillaz, man.
Yes, definitely. Have you heard their new album, Cracker Island?
Nah, not yet.
Cracker Island is fire. That's one of their best albums already.
I feel you on that. So yeah, man. Where the fuck am I at? Okay, so that was a big look for them when they got that Grammy win, excuse me. And by that time, they were like touring. They did drop like a mixtape kind of called the Impossible Mission TV series, which that was like unreleased material that they have done.
I heard that one.
You said what?
I did. I remember hearing that the little mixtape they had.
Yeah. That was pretty good. That was pretty good too. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I liked it. There was this one song called Mind State, which they labeled it as What the Fuck Part 2.
Right.
That was a bait. That should have been on Balloon Mind State, but they said they did that just to fuck with Tommy Boy. But then once they realized Tommy Boy likes it, they were like, "Nah, we're not gonna put out an album
Mm.
and shit too." Yeah,
This this is the yeah this is the album that this is the album they had the campaign for, right?
yes, the Kickstarter campaign.
Yeah, I remember seeing that online. Like they were like people have to donate so they could finish the album.
Yeah, because
Okay,
I was gonna get into that. You know what I'm
my
saying?
bad.
Because no, you good, you good. Because I think at that time, this is around the time when the Tommy Boy shit was really starting to come into fruition
Yeah,
and whatnot too. You know what I'm saying? So, because I know they also did the Plug One and Plug Two presents the First Serve, which it was
right.
pretty much just Dave and Pasta News. Maceo wasn't part of it. I was planning on talking about that one,
Mhm.
but I'm gonna say that for a later date. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So yeah, man. So they were raising the Kickstarter campaign. They had under 10 hours, they had gotten $110,000 for the album. And so with a bigger budget came like bigger promotion and everything like that. You know what I'm saying? And so it was originally supposed to have came out April of 2016, but it had to get pushed back just to get the rights out the way and stuff like that too. You know what I'm saying? So
Mhm.
yeah, man. So believe it or not, this was the first Daylight album to debut #1 on the Billboard Top Rap Albums charts.
That's it. That's crazy.
That's crazy.
Just looking back at their discography and all the albums that should have been platinum and #1, and then this drops and this #1. You know
Yeah,
what I'm
that's
saying? I
crazy.
think that's why I was pissed off when it happened. I'm like the Grammys want to acknowledge them now? Like what happened to back in 80, 89 when y'all could have nominated them for Thief of the Town Rising? You know?
Exactly.
Yep.
Yeah, man. It's crazy and stuff. But at least he still got the respect while
Yeah.
Dave was still here.
Yeah. And that's the important thing.
Right. Give me 1 second.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry about that. All right. So this is the album cover right here. Pretty symbolic album cover right here. You have like a crowd just saying booing, boo this man. And then you have this guy in the background talking about, what are you doing? Nobody can control them. Nobody can control them. And then you have the guy in white talking about, well, I am nobody. So kind of interesting, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know what I'm
It's a
saying?
different album cover. But they were
Yeah,
always different for the album covers, so
right.
you know.
Yeah, man. All right. So, like I mentioned last week, The Grind Date might be my favorite album from this period from them. So that means when it comes to this album, some interesting thing I'm going to say. Let's just get started with this one. Let's
Yeah.
get started. So, because I have a lot of shit to say. So, track #1 is Genesis featuring Jill Scott. Jill Scott over here, neo soul legend, very dope ass singer. You know what I'm saying? She pretty much just does like a little narration in the beginning to send the whole fucking tone of the record and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? I like it. I feel like it was a nice little intro.
Yeah, something different to start the album off and having the great Jill Scott, do the intro for them and it's almost like she was saying like a poem and saying like and then they were talking about love being gone and I like her little poetic intro for the group. You know what I'm saying? That was
Right.
dope. Yeah, like pianos playing in the back and orchestras and it was a grand entrance.
Very grand entrance.
Yeah.
I agree. Track #2, Royalty Capes. This is actually my favorite song off this album, in my opinion.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I felt like this song right here definitely fit the title with the royalty theme and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? Dave and Poss did their thing on this one, And it's crazy too because it was an interview where Dave actually wrote Posnu's part and
Oh
whatnot. You know what
wow,
I'm saying? Yeah, that's what I
he
was
was a
looking at.
ghostwriter for Pos.
Pretty much, yeah. From
Really?
that's pretty much what. Yeah, just for this
Wow.
time. Just for this time. But Pos still wrote some shit on this track too. From what I'm looking up.
Right.
Yeah, I love the horns on this album, on this record and stuff. It definitely gave like a very medieval feel to it. I like it. One of my favorite track off this album, bar none.
I love it. This was a solid track. Um, the horns on it, they had like that royalty, feel to it. Like I said, like a grand entrance, just like the intro and the bass line was hitting, and you had True Goy saying you consider him king, about to icing on cakes, chariots cruise at total speeds, lay your bifocals on royalty, logging into his catalog. And then you had somebody, I don't know who it was, that was doing like the chorus, the skies take notes when we speak, our capes move with the wind because of the wings beneath, this is royalty. I don't know who that was doing that, but it fit the whole song. And yeah, this was a great track.
Yeah, very great track indeed. Track number 3, Pain, featuring Snoop Dogg. Um, pretty cool song. I forgot to say they actually came out with a 4-track EP called For Your Pain and Suffering before the album came out, and this is one of the songs that was on the EP. What
Right.
I got from this track is the fact that people go through their pain, they go through like a lot of heartache in their life. But at the same time, is their prerogative if they want to stay in that area or if they want to just move forward, if that makes sense. I definitely feel like Snoop Dogg definitely did his thing on this record right here, in my opinion. Again, this is one of those collabs. I was kind of looking myself sour. I was like, Snoop and De La, that sounds kind of interesting, but Snoop's done a lot of dope collabs. Like I liked when he did a song with with Gangstar from the Owners album. I think it's called In This
Hmm.
Life.
That was fire.
Woo! I love that record.
Hmm.
But yeah, this was a the good track.
Snoop killed it. Definitely, this was
He did.
this track was like, had like a West Coast bounce to it. The beat was fire. He said, ease into my style, lay mine down, king me crown, look at me now. Teaching my classes by the masses. Used to gangbang, used to love the flashes. Now cash is the only motivation, not for me, G. I'm into public relations. I loved his flow. Every well, I'm not surprised. This Snoop Dogg, he's a legend. Every like collab he's done, whether it be with Gangstar or De La or Jay-Z, he kills it. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, he just definitely was a banger.
Definitely. All right. Next song we got is Property of SpitKicker.com. This features Rock Marciano. Pretty solid track. It definitely was a song that I definitely loved more for the drums. I feel like the drums had a very boom bap feel to it. Um Not one of my favorites, but still a very solid track.
I love this joint. The only issue I had was it sounds like a futuristic track, and to make it sound futuristic, like they did something with their vocals where they almost sound like robotic.
Yeah,
I don't think that was needed. You know what I'm
you're
saying? Or at
right.
least if you're gonna if they're gonna use that vocal tone for when they were spitting the bars, they should have had like an intro where it's like something like how TLC did for Fan Mail, and they had like the robotic female voice or whatever.
Oh, oh
It should
God.
have been something like that. Even, and I know, yeah, we talked about Fan Mail, but I think an intro for this song would have been better, so that when you hear the song, people is not like, well, why they vocals sound like that? They sound robotic almost. So I don't think it was needed. But other than that, I think the track was fire. The beat was fire. Rock Marcy killed it. I loved his flow. He said, I'm on the low. I'm like a silent investor, well dressed. The suit investors never polyester. Keep a shoddy on the dresser. My queen looked like a young pepper. Loved his flow. He always kills it, man. Like Rock Marcy is the GOAT. Definitely like this track.
Yes, yes. Yeah, Rock Marcy's that nigga though.
Yeah.
All right. Where we at right now? Memory of featuring Estelle and Pete Rock. Now, when I first heard this track, I kind of I liked it, but at the same time, I felt like it was a bit too much Estelle on it. And don't get me wrong, I love Estelle. Estelle is dope, but it just I just felt like it was a bit too much of her. But now re-listening to it, it's definitely a very strong track. The beat from Pete Rock and what's his name? Super Dave West was pretty fire. You know what I'm saying? It had that vintage De La Soul sound. That I could have seen this song maybe on even the Grind Date too. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Definitely had that. It definitely gives me much more vibes from the Grind Date too. So very very hot track. I like it.
I loved it. I think, Estelle to me has been underrated artist, from the from London, and I loved her on the chorus. She killed it. And then you got Pete Rock, my favorite producer all time, with the beat and the hi-hat sounded crisp on here. And he had some strings, the bass line was fire. And they're basically like, talking about like this is like another grown-up track for De La. Like they talking about like weddings and marriages and all that. And you
Yeah.
had True Goy saying our last trip to Vegas had me feeling like we had a chance, but chance showed up at the wedding. I guess I didn't read the heading. Forgiven on a race to bitter past, but I ain't up for kissing ass. I loved it. And the video, there's a video for this as well, and the video was dope. And like after here, I think this is when like after this came out, like I started hearing rumors of like they were gonna do the whole album with Pete Rock and then Primo, and that would have been crazy,
Yeah.
man. I would have definitely loved to hear Pete Rock do a whole album for them, man. This was fire.
Yeah, I remember when that was coming out because it was
Right,
around that time too. They were also trying to say that Nas and Primo were trying to work on some shit together, but that quickly got nipped in the
right,
bud and shit. So
right. Well, there's still
yeah,
hope for
because
that.
Nas want to do.
We still got hope for that.
We still got hope. We still
Yeah.
got hope.
Yes.
Because as long as you don't do shit with Kanye again, that's all that matters.
Oh
But
Lord.
that's that's another story for a different day. All right. Next track we got CBGBs. For those who don't know who CBGBs was, it was a club in New York City that had like a lot of rock and blues bands and whatnot. They named it just to pay homage to it, and I liked how with this one right here, it pretty much had a very organic sound to it compared to some of the tracks, and that's the thing about this album. It has like a very organic sound. Like I can definitely see the Roots or even Black Thought dropping a verse on this one too.
Yeah. Yeah, this is dope. But like the famous New York nightclub from, back in the day, and there's been documentaries about it. They even made a movie about it, and a lot of drugs and debauchery went down at the CBGB. So yeah, I like the fact that they paid homage to the club.
Right. Alrighty. Next track we got is Lord Intended featuring Justin Hawkins. Justin Hawkins, being the lead singer from the group The Darkness. You know what I'm saying? I think they were the group that did that song back in '03. I believe in a thing called Love.
Oh,
Yeah, they
I know
that
the
that group.
song. I know the song.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, I'm gonna be really honest with you guys. The rock songs on this record, I was not really a fan of. I felt like some of these songs kind of ran a bit too long, in my opinion. But I get it that they wanted to do something different. I get it, but
He did.
uh, yeah, I just like I could care less.
I liked it. This was definitely different. I didn't expect to hear a rock track from De La, and it was definitely in a different lane for them to. have like rock guitars on the track, and then you got like the little breakdown with Justin and the pianos in the middle of the song, and it was definitely something different for them. But they killed it. I thought they sounded good over it. We had Trugoy saying "Road into Rego." This ain't a fast track. Your tickets ain't straight TSA. Your ass back. Nasdaq, IBM, the big nigga on the block, bitch. I be him. The Rock Megadeth. We gonna kill the Kane. Fuck everyone, bitch. Bring everything. I thought they sounded dope on the track. You know what I'm saying? And you know, salute to De La for trying different things. That's what you're supposed to do as an artist. And
Yeah,
sometimes it's gonna work, and sometimes it ain't. But I don't think they've ever been afraid of trying different things and not sounding like everyone else. So I enjoyed it. I thought it was a dope track.
true. It kind of makes me think though. If they would have done a rock track on the Prince Paul, would I have liked it even more, or liked it even less? It
I
kind of
don't
makes
know.
me think though. You know?
I don't know.
Yeah. Alrighty. Where we at right now? We are at track 8. Snoopy's featuring David Byrne. David Byrne coming from Talking Heads. Love that fucking group. This was an okay track. Again, kind of a weird track. Kind of a weird track to say the least. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Um, yeah, you know what I'm saying. Like I said, I never expected David Byrne to be on a hip hop album. To
Right.
be real with you, but yeah, it's a nice track.
It was okay. The melody was real quirky. It almost sounded like EDM-ish. You know what I mean? At times.
Right.
The chorus was quirky. I don't think the chorus really fit the song. I mean, this is like one of those experimental tracks they were doing. You know.
Yeah. Yeah, I definitely agree with you about that part. Next track is Greyhounds featuring Usher. Yeah, I do not like this song. I do not like this fucking song. The beat, nah, nigga. It's pretty much what I got from this is like them experiences taking the Greyhound bus and
Mhm.
discovering like the environment and shit. But I didn't like the hook by Usher.
Right.
I didn't. I feel like that kind of. It was a bit too polished for me. I
Right.
don't know.
hmm They clearly was going for radio play with this.
Yeah,
If you
yeah,
put us on your album, you're definitely going for radio play. I don't care who it is, whether it's Rick Ross or De La or Ti. It once Usher's featured on your song, you're going for radio play. They were definitely going for a radio play for this song. I dig the concept, because it's like even within their lyrics, like they use metaphors for the Greyhound bus. I dig
right.
that, but I don't think we needed Usher on this. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
And this wasn't really needed. This is De La experimenting, trying things different with this album, and this was one of those songs, unfortunately. But it's you're going for radio play with this song. Let's call it what it is.
yep. You're right about that. And mind you, this is when Usher was putting out some of the worst shit he was putting
Right,
out.
right. 2016. That was what? That was hard to love.
Yeah,
Was
yeah.
it
That was around that
that
time. I
album?
think it was Looking for Myself. That was the one I was like,
Yeah,
you know what?
yeah.
It was
That's
decent.
some those albums I didn't care for. Like anything after Raymond versus Raymond, I didn't care for it.
And I didn't care for Raymond versus Raymond either.
I like you didn't like that one? That to me is his last
Nah,
solid album. To me,
nah. Here I Stand was much better than Raymond
I
versus
like
Raymond.
Here I Stand was yes. Yeah, Here I Stand was underrated. And I blame the label for that. I do like the little EP that we talked about with him and Zaytoven. Cause that came out
That
of
was
nowhere.
dope.
I didn't care about that. They didn't even promote that EP or whatever.
Right. They
You know what I'm saying? But
nah.
other than that, he showed flashes of old Usher on the EP with Zaytoven. But other than that, like Hard to Love and Looking for Myself, I didn't care for those albums at all. So this was like
Yeah.
the Daylight was getting like the bad shit from Usher at that time.
I'm like, De La, what the fuck are y'all
Yeah,
doing, man? What the fuck?
yeah. They tried it, it didn't work. You know.
Jesus Christ. And I like Usher. Don't get me wrong, but
I love Usher.
my favorite years from Usher is like 90. You said what?
I love Usher. He's one of the he's a legend.
Yeah, but anything after Here I Stand, minus Looking for Myself and the shit he was Zaytoven, which I don't even consider those great,
Right,
but they were good.
right.
It was just like, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah,
It's like you ever just met somebody and they did some stupid shit, right? And you're not even mad. You just said, why the fuck would you do that? Like
right.
that's how I feel, you know?
Yeah, but I like the thing is it possible they could have used Usher like it during the '90s, like maybe for the Stakes is High album instead?
Hell no.
No,
Hell no. Hell no.
I just felt like the beat was just it wasn't them. It was like an R&B beat that they were rapping on.
Exactly. That was what
You
I
know what I'm
didn't like
saying?
about it.
But it's like if they're gonna use Usher, I felt like they could have used Usher for Stakes is High because there was no R&B shit on every. Well, I can't say that because
Yes, there
Johnny was
was.
on it. Johnny was on
Yeah.
it, but that Johnny track was fire though. You know what I'm saying? Like maybe
For
if you had
real.
Usher on the track like that, I think maybe it would have worked. But like when you hear this joint, it's like yo, like from the beginning, I'm like yo, you can tell this was straight radio for them, and they were totally against that. So why would you go against the grain and succumb to what like the pressures of having a radio hit and put Usher on it? I didn't understand it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I'm like, nah, this wasn't. This could have been left off of the album.
Honestly, if they was to put Usher in one album, the Grind Date would have been a perfect one.
Yeah, oh, that too, right? You know what I'm saying? Something with a harder beat.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Like,
But not to make it so obvious that you were chasing that radio play.
right. And what's funny? They have a next song called Sexy Bitch.
Man.
Oh, Jesus Christ, man. I love De La, but this is a no go for me. If this is a no go for me, man. Like
Yeah.
like
This,
Pasta knew he
this,
did it. Pasta did his thing. It's just like this gives me AOI vibes. Like
right. Yeah, it was like that. See that like what you just said. That's how I felt about Volume Two. Cause Volume Two was a lot more R&B shit on Volume Two for that trilogy.
mm.
You know what I'm saying? And that's why I didn't like Bionics album. Cause I'm like the shit that they were trying on there wasn't them. You know what I mean?
Right.
This one was okay. I feel like after track 5, I feel like everything was experimental till the end of the
Yeah,
album. Like
I
they were
agree.
going for it. They were like, we're gonna have Usher on this song, we're gonna have 2 Chainz, we're gonna have Little Dragon. They were experimenting on this album.
I was waiting for
You know?
Stevie Wonder. I was waiting for what's my for Ed Sheeran. I don't know if he was
Right.
popping at that time. I was
Yeah.
waiting for hell. I was waiting for Adam Levine. I'm just like, yo, man, like y'all invited everybody, man. Where Jay-Z at and shit? Like,
Oh man. Right? You know what I'm saying?
yeah, thank God they didn't
I
bring in Drake.
I don't know. I don't know. See, the thing is like, did they do a song like this to make fun of, quote unquote, the sexy bitch, or was it like they really? I felt like they were doing like a parody.
I mean, with De La, they're
You know what I'm
very
saying?
they can either go one way or the other. So,
Right.
oh my gosh, because
Yeah.
they've done
I mean,
chick
Pasta did
songs.
his
Don't get
thing.
me wrong.
I Pasta did his thing. He said, she lives by the name of a sexy bitch. The scratch to my itch, touch capability, angelic lips, devilish hips, managed to make a sandwich of a power utility. I liked his verse. The beat was cool. Then you got like an older man on the song telling this young guy like pay her no mind, ignore her, and stop looking so desperate for the sexy bitch or whatever. But it's for me when I hear it, it almost seems like they're making it's like a parody for them. I don't think they really took this song seriously.
Well, it's no surprise they have done plenty of parodies before, so
Right,
it wouldn't surprise
right.
me.
Right.
It would not surprise me one bit if it was a parody. But like I said, I'm gonna be real when I say this. I don't mind satire, and De La Soul is one of the best examples of it. But just because a song is satirical, I don't automatically have to like it. Because sometimes there can be some bad satirical shit.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm loving these reviews, man. Shit,
Yeah.
I'm loving this. Okay, track 11, Trainwreck. Okay. You know, I did not even write no notes for this record to be real with you, but it's not a bad track. I just don't really find it that memorable. You know what I'm saying? It's pretty
Right.
much it's talking about relationships, and they're using train wrecks to represent a metaphor how women can hurt men when they are vulnerable. Which I like the message and shit too. You know what I'm saying? I like the message,
Right.
especially considering the fact that I don't feel like mentioning this couple, but let's take what Will and Jada are going through, the whole entanglement
Yeah.
bullshit or whatever. Which, gosh, I
That's
don't know
that's
about that. Now,
train wreck of
but
a
but
marriage.
when when Will is crying, that's a meme. But if it's a female, no, I'm just saying, I'm just going to speak about facts.
Right.
If let's just say if it was the other way around and shit like that, you know what I'm saying? Then would there have been a meme? Well, maybe if it was
Well,
Blueface and Craig Sean, but who
yeah.
cares?
It would have been, well if Jay on the other side when you look at it, if Jada is crying, Will Smith goes up and slaps people. So you know,
Stop it! I didn't even want to mention that damn slap. I'm tired of. I was trying to stick to the entanglement shit. I didn't want to mention that damn slap.
hey, that's part of the entanglement.
Uh,
Except he chose to slap Chris Rock instead of her.
Jesus Christ! I still love Will. I still love Jay. I still love Chris Rock. Fuck all the
I
bullshit.
still
You know
love
what I'm
them.
saying? It's just
Great people.
yeah. Hell, I was just watching Everybody Hates Chris this morning and shit.
Oh man.
I might watch Ali. I might watch Ali tonight or tomorrow. So what? Just
I'm
because
just
nigga
saying.
slapped somebody don't mean I have to stop.
I'm just saying he slapped the wrong person. That's all I'm saying because there's no only I don't think like 95% of men are not gonna sit there like some simp and have their wife cheat on them and still stay with them. And then you get on the show to talk about it. That's not gonna happen.
Jesus Christ.
You know what I'm saying? So
All I'm gonna say, and this is all I'm gonna say. I just find it funny because Hollywood loves the destruction of a black couple. Let's be real. Let's be real about it. Let's be real about it. Hollywood loves
well,
the destruction of a black couple,
I don't
especially
I think it's any high profile couple. Look at Tom Brady and Giselle Bundchen.
nigga,
Tom Brady,
nah,
they made they were
nigga.
talking shit about Tom Brady's marriage.
Nah, let me put it in perspective for you. We already knew Tom Brady was gonna fuck up with that wife. We already knew that shit.
How did we
But
know? I didn't know that.
because Tom Brady, let's just be real. Tom Brady was putting football career first and
Well,
shit like that.
the man loves football. I mean, yeah, he probably should have made more time for his wife, but he loves football. The man has 7 rings. Like, are you really gonna argue with that? You know what I'm
I
saying?
mean,
He got 7 rings. He could go for 10 if he wanted to.
I knew that shit was coming from the get go.
I didn't know that.
You know,
I just felt like he really loves football to the point where he's sacrificing his marriage for the game.
see, I'm a player. I'm gonna be real. I'm a player. When it comes to relationships and shit like that, I can already tell when this is gonna be a good relationship, when it's gonna be a bad relationship. See, 'cause I keep my mouth shut on certain situations like this, but I knew from hell, Tom Cruise and Katie. I knew that shit was gonna be train wreck, but I didn't know it was gonna be that quick of a train wreck. Honestly, hell, Katie was so scared of a Scientologist, she went with the cookout crowd, Mary and Jamie Foxx for a little bit.
Wow.
Shit, I'm being real.
She had her fun with a black man.
Hey, I mean, if it was anybody else, I would say some shit. But I'm just like, it's Jamie Foxx. It's Jamie motherfucking Foxx. He's like the Sammy Davis Jr. for time. He's a jack of all trades and shit. You know, he can act, he can sit. No, I'm being real. I'm not trying to be funny.
You put Sammy Davis Jr. in the same sentence with Jimmy Fox.
But
Wow.
Sammy Davis Jr. and Jamie Foxx were very versatile.
Okay.
I'm not even being.
He also had I don't well unlike Sammy he had a shitty Jamie had a shitty movie career though
No, we're not talking about
until
the
he did
movie.
Raid
We're
until
not
he did
talking
Raid.
about the fucking movies, man. I'm just
Have you
talking
seen Booty
about
Call? Like that was not a great film.
nigga. I've seen Booty Call. I only watched for Sexy as Vivica A. Fox, and that's the only reason why I watched this shit. Honestly,
Man,
especially looking at them feet, her feet in that movie and shit. Come on, man,
it's
shit.
cheaper to keep her.
Oh, that was.
Which
Oh, don't even
one?
get me.
Which one? Giselle or Jada?
Bro, what was that movie? Caught Up. Oh
Caught up.
god.
Lord, that was crap. That was crap. That was crap. Yo.
Oh shit. But yeah, man. Like I said before, and besides, Sammy has some bad movies here. He has some Sammy has some sketchy moments and shit too. Let's not act like Sammy was a fucking saint, man. Come on. I love the Rat Pack. I love I Gotta Be Me. I love all that
Right.
shit. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Shaboing, boing, boing. I love all that. I love Tap. I love all that shit.
Uh-huh.
But I'm just saying, in terms of talent, no one's touching Jamie Foxx and shit. You know.
I feel you.
And that's what and Katie looked at that the Mickey Mouse of Scientology. And then she saw Jamie Foxx. She left Disney World to go to Warner Brothers.
Well, I'm still trying to figure out what was the big deal for him doing like jumping on Oprah's couch because they made a big thing out of that. What was so like bad about that?
Because he was doing the most. That's why.
Okay,
He was doing the
but I
most.
mean, he didn't kill nobody. He didn't cheat on nobody. They made
It,
a
it
big
was
thing
it
about
was
that. It's like he
it was
fans
stupid.
behind that shit.
It was stupid. It was stupid. Mind you, Oprah looking at him like, if you don't get your ass out my couch and shit, like, come on, man. You don't know.
Kanye West had more public meltdowns than Tom Cruise. You know what I'm saying?
Shit.
And we forgive Kanye for his foolishness.
Yeah, but Kanye knows better.
And Tom Cruise don't?
They both know better, but see, let me see, it's just like I don't know how to explain this, man. It's like Kanye sometimes I'm gonna be real, sometimes he does that shit just for entertainment to last
For
some
attention.
time.
For
For attention.
Yeah.
Tom Cruise acts like he's doing some intellectual shit about Scientology, but it comes off sloppy and shit. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's why when I see this Scientology, I just look at myself like, y'all not really doing shit. Y'all not doing anything new with this, man. Like, come on. That's why South Park exposed your asses twice. Man. I swear to God, all the Scientologists gonna come for my ass and shit. Oh shit, man. All the Scientologists gonna come for my ass, man. Fuck. Anyway. So where we at right now? We at okay, we're talking about Trainwreck. Yeah, we went from Jaden and Will to Tom Cruise. Okay. Right. Now we're gonna get to Drawn.
Trainwreck, I want to say Trainwreck, the way that you described it makes sense now because I'm listening to the lyrics and I'm like, what the fuck are they talking about? What are they talking about? You know what I'm saying? I thought it was like a sequel from the last song from Sexy Bitch. So I didn't understand like what's going on the song.
Yeah,
but it makes sense now. Okay, so True Goy is saying like, you know, she my rock bottom, like last offer is wouldn't write me off like the last offer. Even though she a bomb scare, I'm standing right here. I'm right here. But again, I think this is one of those songs that wasn't needed on the album. It should have been cut. You know what I'm saying? We have like two back-to-back bad songs. Like Sexy Bitch should have been cut, and this song should have been cut off the album.
I'm like, I never thought I would imagine a Daylight album have two back-to-back bad songs. And this is somebody who listened to both AOIs.
Yeah. Well, this is what happens when you experiment. And sometimes it could be good, sometimes it can be bad.
Right. Okay. All right. Next song we got is Drawn. Excuse me, featuring Little Dragon. Little Dragon on electronic rock group. You know what I'm saying? Very, very dope experimental. Techno shit. This sounds more like a Little Dragon song than a De La song.
It
I'm
do.
looking at myself like,
It do.
what the fuck we
Yeah. Facts.
like? What the fuck is this? I like the song, but it should be on a Little Dragon album. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah. Because they
I don't know.
like it this track is like about what? It's like about 4 minutes, 5 minutes. And the thing is,
Yeah,
you got the lead singer from Little Dragon. She's doing most of the singing on the song, and Pasta Noose only has one verse, and he doesn't get in on the track to like a minute left on the track. You know what I'm saying? So it was like, is this like a De La song featuring Little Dragon, or is it
yeah,
a song from by Little Dragon that happens to be on the De La Soul album? You know what I'm saying? And I like Little Dragon. Little Dragon, they're dope. Check out their Tiny Desk performance a couple years ago. They had that. I listened to their album from Season High from 2017. Dope group. But my thing is, like, I like this song and I like the fact that this was one of those experimental tracks that went well. My thing is, it should have been shorter,
yeah.
and it should have had both. It should have had both members from De La, not just why is Positive News dropping a verse at the end of the song? You know what I'm saying? Like right when the beat is about to go off, you know what I'm saying? He's still doing his verse. Like, it should have been True Boy and Paz on the track, and less Little Dragon, and instead it was more Little Dragon than De La. But I like the song.
Right. Yeah, respect. All right, next song is Who Houdini featuring Two Chains. Uh, not one of my favorites on this record.
I don't like Two Chainz at all.
It,
So that's just me. I
I
never
like
liked him.
I
I
like
think he's
based on a true
I think
story. I
him
feel
and
like
Jeezy are overrated as fuck. And maybe my East Coast bias is showing, but I don't give a fuck. I think both of those artists are overrated as fuck in rap. And I don't get why people like them. I've never liked none of this shit. And to have Two Chains, I'm like, really, really, De La? Like, it's one thing. You already got Usher on a song, but you got Two Chains on the song. Come on now. Like, who's next? Vanilla
they're just
Ice?
showing Atlanta some love, man. Shit.
Nah, man.
Showing the
Well, if
ATL
that's
some
the
love.
case, if you want to show Atlanta love, how about you reunite Outkast? That would have been great for this De La album. You think Outkast ain't gonna say no to De La? You know what I'm saying? But get
Well,
Big Boy and
maybe,
Andre on this track. That would have been fire. I'd rather have them
well,
get
maybe
Outkast for this
Andre.
shit than Two Chains. That's just me. You know what I'm saying?
Maybe
I never cared for
maybe Andre. Maybe Andre might say no, but
Nah, I don't think he would. I think Andre would have said yes to De La. I think he would. He would have said yeah for De La
Oh shit.
definitely. Shit, Andre was. I've seen Andre do shit for other people that he had no business being a part of. Remember, he was on the Drake album. Take Care. Come
Don't
on
even get
now.
me. Don't even
So
get me
if you
started
can
on
do
that.
shit with Drake, you can't do shit for De La? Come on. Nah. This wasn't needed.
But I felt like after, based on the true story, he got much better. But I'm not the biggest fan of Two Chains either. Jesus Christ.
Not a fan.
Yeah. Mm. All right. Track number 14, Nosed Up. This was okay, wasn't really one of my favorites on this record, the favorites on this album. You know what I'm saying? It was kind of like a P-Funk influence kind of song.
Right.
Yeah. I love me some funk though, but hey, I'm plus Super Dave West produced this track too, so yeah, fuck it.
This is like De La. This is like it's like De La coming back to their self now. Like I like the track. The beat was fire. The horn arrangements. This was fire. I liked it.
Yeah. Alrighty. Okay, where we at right now? Now we're gonna get to the skit "You Go Dave" or Goldbat Possession featuring David Goldbat. Um, David Goldbat. Wow. Okay. Gotta throw his name in that shit. Um, yeah. I mean, I don't really have that much shit to say. Just a little skit.
Yeah, yeah. I didn't care for the skit.
They lost. I didn't care for the skit. That's unbelievable.
Right.
Oh shit. Wow. Oh my goodness. Oh Jesus. Okay. Well, David Goldblatt is, and she must be part of the Anonymous Nobodies, I guess. But track number 16, Here and After. This song features Damon Albarn.
Yeah.
This was all right. You know, David Albarn. He's part of the Blur. Yeah, I never actually heard a Blur album. To be real with you, have you?
Nah, I didn't listen to them. I remember when they came out, but I wasn't into them when they were out. But Gorillas definitely. That Gorillas is like awesome.
Right. Whew, okay. Well, okay. Well, so yeah, it was alright. You know, not really anything too special.
It was a nice track. It was like melodic guitars on it. The beat was fire. It act when I heard it, it sounded like something YouTube would have did. You know what I'm saying?
You say
I saw
YouTube?
there was an interview that Damon had did with what's his name? With the dude from Apple. I forgot his name. But he did an interview and he was talking about like unreleased tracks that he's done. And he has a ton of unreleased tracks with De La Soul.
Oh wow.
And maybe we'll get to hear it one day, maybe we won't. He mentioned he has unreleased stuff with Erica Badu, with Bobby Womack. There's a shitload of artists that he has a ton of unreleased stuff for. So hopefully, in the near future, we get those unreleased songs with the Gorillas and De La Soul. I know De La Soul is on the new album as well, on a bonus track. But yeah, this was dope. I liked it because De La they're familiar with Damon. They've done stuff with the Gorillas before. When you first said it though, it reminded me of something that U2 would have did. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm talking about like later, like late U2, not the early shit from U2, like later U2 when they
Right.
were experimenting with a sound. You know what I'm saying? But I liked it though.
Yeah. Very very dope. They're very dope. All right. And the last track on this album is Exodus. Again, this was a pretty track, decent. You know what I'm saying? Again, not really one of my favorites, but it's alright.
It was dope. The bass line was fire. The beat, the synthesizers. It's a good way to close out the album.
Right. Okay, so that's pretty much it. Overall, this is a very it's an okay album, to be real. I feel like I feel like with this album, in my opinion, it definitely showcased them trying to broaden their horizons a bit more, trying to be a bit more experimental. You know, they got that budget. They got that budget. They were trying like broaden out their musical taste. But I feel like with this one, some shit worked, but some shit didn't work.
Yeah,
So what I call like I said, I'll never call a De La Soul album bad and by any means, because even on De La Soul's best day, they're still better than your rapper's best day, your favorite rappers.
right.
So
Facts.
without further ado, I'll give this album a 3 out of 5.
I wonder if with them having a larger budget that they just went crazy. with it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And maybe like it's fucked up to say, but maybe like when some of these artists have like a strict budget, that's when they make their best shit. Because if you have a large budget, you can do all kind of shit on your album. And that don't mean it's always gonna be good. You know what I'm saying? And the fact that they started a Kickstarter campaign for this and got the money enough to where they could just, collab with Usher and Little Dragon and Two Chains, and some of those collabs wasn't needed. Especially the Two Chains track, the Usher track. You can clearly tell they were going for radio play. If they had a much stricter budget, I wonder if any of those songs would have made this album. You know what I'm saying? At the
Yeah.
same time, it's like I always like to hear artists, especially artists that's been around as long as De La have, like to experiment with their albums and give the fans something fresh. It don't necessarily mean it's gonna be great all the time though when they do experiment. But there's some songs like you know what's the Drawn with Little Dragon that I did like. It was nice to hear them collaborate with Little Dragon and with Damon Albarn. They done stuff before with him. That was good. As a lot of good songs that I liked in the early beginning. With Royalty Capes and Pain and Property, a Spit Kicker, Memory of, Lord Intended. I think it's a good album. When I first heard this album, I didn't like it because it was like when I looked at the collabs, I'm like, they got fucking Two Chains on here and Usher. What are y'all doing? Have y'all lost your mind? But like listening to the
Have you
album
have
years
you gone
later,
insane, man?
yeah. I mean,
It's a,
I mean, well, comparing this album to Bionics, I don't like Bionics. I think Bionics is the worst album. You know what I'm saying?
you bugging.
This album had some bangers, but it's
Yeah.
not a classic. But I do liked some. I liked most of the album. There's certain songs that could have been left off, but I don't think that even with those 3 or 4 songs, it took away from the album. Right? So I'm gonna give it 4 mics. I think it is I love the production as well. I think even with the production, like the production was the strong point. Even with like those songs that like the song with Two Chains, I didn't like him on it, but the beat was still fire. They just could have gotten somebody else to feature on it. You know what I'm saying? So the
Right.
production and their production has always been great. You know what I'm saying? They wasn't one of those groups that went out and got a whole bunch of different producers to do their stuff. You know what I'm saying? Here and there, they might have had like the Beat Miners or Dilla because he was part of the fam. You know what I'm saying? And on this album, they had Pete Rock, and that was long overdue. So the production has always been great for them. So I think the album is a dope album. It's just those 3 or 4 songs I would have left off of the album. They could have put the EP, those songs off of that EP on this album instead, and it probably would have been a 5 mic classic. But I think it's a dope album. So
Respect. Yeah, man. Definitely respect. All right. So I'm actually gonna end this off right here because I gotta make some phone calls and I gotta get ready to rehearse for this gig Thursday. But this has been a fun ass review. This has been a fun ass review. Both albums. Yeah, and just letting you guys know, the Anonymous Nobody should still be in print. So yeah, so check it out, stream it. Rest in peace, Dave. All right, so I'm gonna make a few announcements before I head out. So the final De La Soul album we're going to talk about is going to be 3 Feet High and Rising.
yes,
Um, yeah, this is going to be next Sunday. That's going to be next Sunday. Cause I kept like this weekend clear for the most part. Just because with everything that's going on.
right.
But tomorrow midnight after I get off work, it's going to be Donna Summer's Bad Girls, which I
Yes.
feel, which would get into the creme de la creme, if that
Back
makes
to
sense.
disco.
Back to disco. Yes, back to
Ooh,
disco.
the queen of disco.
Yes.
That's gonna be
And
good.
yes, Tuesday, I want to say, I forgot I work to what I have to pre-record it, and pretty much in case I have to check somebody in, and niggas interrupting my shit, so fuck that.
Right.
All right. Wednesday it's gonna be the part 5 for the R&B album. That's gonna be at 8 p.m.
Yes. Let's go.
Yeah, that's gonna be 8 p.m. and stuff like that. Shout out to Ashley.
More
Shout out to Eric as
curveballs
well
in the
too.
list.
All right, and
Oh man.
so uh, okay, I think we lost try.
I'm here. I'm still here.
Oh, you will break. Yeah, you said more curve.
I said more curveballs on the countdown.
Oh yes, we get in there. We fucking
Yeah.
heated this shit up.
Yep.
Yeah. All right. And like I said, Mike is going to make a donation to talk about Sylvia with the Pillow Talk album. So if he makes that donation this week, then that's going to be a pre-recorded. That's going to be pre-recorded Thursday night after my gig and stuff. So I'm gonna make sure that's all recorded so that I can drop that Friday. Yeah. So it's a pretty busy week. And like I mentioned before, next week we're going to start talking about Shalimar. You know, we're going to end up disco month with them. You know what I'm saying? Well, there's still two more disco artists I want to talk about, but that might be a double review just to get those out the way.
Kamal said Jodeci is number one, of course. Jodeci might be number one on your list. I don't know if they're just gonna be number one on mine.
We'll see. We'll see. I ain't saying shit. I ain't saying shit, but we'll see. We'll fucking see. So yeah, man. So next month, literally 1 month, maybe 1 month from now is gonna be the collection video. You know what I'm saying? And I want to let y'all know right now, I'm gonna bring the cassettes back to my collection. You know what I'm saying?
The cassettes.
Oh, yes. I forgot Aisha. I forgot the record player Aisha gave me had a cassette player. So some albums, and I might just get cassette versions if it's too expensive. Shout out to my baby right there. You know. All right. So yeah. Can't wait for all that stuff. You know what I'm saying? Appreciate this try as usual, and hopefully those CDs can come by next week too. You know. So thank y'all so much for watching. Yeah, thank y'all so much for watching, and I will see y'all later. Peace.
All right. Peace.